Universal 7, you got the Wordsmith, Christopher Gooding, R.P. Reese, West Coast Wise. Oh man. You know how we gotta do. We gotta do each one, teach one. Hit the like button uh, and post this for me, man. Especially this one right here, because it's been a lot of talking. It's been a lot of talking. A lot of people saying things that they know not what. A lot of people. Many individuals. SW, why's you? Speak about some of these things, man. What's happening? Crazy talk out there. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? What is the deal? What is the deal? What is the deal? I know what it is. I haven't been on a Saturday in a minute. So I got some points to make. So it looks like we're gonna have to go ahead and get started again today. Uh, we have to go ahead and get started today about the enemies within. And some of the characteristics of these individuals. How many people recall? We only got a couple of people in here. Remember a couple of days ago? Remember a couple of days ago, a brother had uh, he came in the chat room and he was saying that word on the street is that some we lost uh, Harriet Tubman or something. I'm hearing now all kinds of crazy talk. That there was a bidding war and we lost. See, let me tell you about the enemies within. See, one thing that happens, man. See, you got a lot of people that got a false narrative built up in their head. See now, you got a lot of people out there that they spreading this lie. They spreading this lie all around, right? How many of them said, right, can't control his emotions? How many how many of them said, you know what? If that happened, if we lost Harriet Tubman, let me see what I could do to lend some aid to this situation. See, man, we spoke, man, are you the son of man that searched for trillions of years? Or you the son of man that agreed? Or you the son of man that came to our aid? See, that's what you know what a person is really about. If they sincerely love Allah's mathematics, or if they just got a narrative going in their head, right? That as soon as something happens, see, they was waiting for that to happen. They was never really agreeing. So you got a certain narrative, and let me be clear. I'm not speaking to that brother who asked that question. Because see, he did the right thing. Which is if you think if whatever, okay, if that's the case, let me examine. Let me examine. Let me ask somebody who's there. See? Because see, that other thing, that's what bitches do. And see, this is still a Hotep channel because I ain't talking about women. But see, this brother, he was wise enough to know, why am I going to sit around and gossip with you bitches when I can put this under examination for myself? See, one thing you got to learn to do, right? If you really claim that we brothers, is you got to learn to give your brothers and sisters the benefit without the doubt. How about you give them the benefit of the truth, not the doubt? But see, some people have a narrative built up in their head, right, of how everybody else is wrong and only they right. And so they would rather see some failure in the nation, right? Because it would make them right. Remember when I said, man, when your desire to be understood supersedes your desire to have understanding, then things go out of balance and you begin to deal with six and not deal with equality. See, that's the reality that some people is dealing with. That's the reality that some people is dealing with, is that they waiting for something wrong to happen so it can fit this narrative that they already have that things is going wrong. You see, let me tell you something, man. A lot of people you see in the background talking shit is exactly that. People that's always been in the background. They ain't never been in the trenches. They ain't never lift a fucking finger in the name of Allah. In no way. They ain't never taught nobody. They been around when people was teaching. They ain't never built nothing when, it needed the school needed to be painted, the roof needed to be fixed, all of that. They ain't never gave a dime or nothing, man. And see, let me tell you something. That's why those niggas know everything wrong that everybody else did. See, let me tell you something, man. Happened to me quite a few times. Where something went down, right? And then when come back, brother's like, yo, man, what happened, man? What did this person do? What did that person do? Oh, I don't know. Because I was in the trenches in the front line. So whatever the people did, the time people told me, yeah, this person, they ran. Word? I didn't even know they ran. If you wasn't shoulder to shoulder with me right here, I don't know what you did. See, when you find a nigga who takes pride in the fact that he know what everybody else did wrong, stay away from that nigga. Stay away from that nigga. Stay away from those niggas, those posts, those pages, wherever the fuck you be hearing this shit at. Stay away from a motherfucker who comes around you and ain't got nothing to tell you but what everybody else did wrong. See, that nigga is a snake. Let me tell you something about that type of motherfucker. Why he's a snake. And if you allow this motherfucker to live around you, he's gonna sting you. Because a motherfucker who come around you and all they got to do is talk negative about everybody else, guess what they do when they get around them other people about you? Guess what they do? They talk bad about you. Don't get caught up with this motherfucker. See, a motherfucker who, those motherfuckers, they did that. These motherfuckers did. How you know? See, that's the question that a wise man, how the fuck do you know what happened? Unless you was down or you was spectating. What the fuck was you doing while they was doing that? See, I was raised like that in my house. If my little sister did something wrong, nigga, what the fuck was you doing? I was the one that got it. What the fuck was you doing while she was doing that? See, you got a lot of people that this is their nature now in this shit, man. Well, that's what you do. You sit around and you spread rumors about everybody else. But see, you don't say what you did. You when you ain't got never no time to say what you doing positive and what you working on positive, right? The person that they don't never come up to you and be like, yo, God, I got this idea of something we could do to benefit. Look, ourselves, our community, the school, whatever. They don't never have no shit to talk about that. All they got to talk about is, yo, you know what motherfuckers over there is doing? Yo, you know what those motherfuckers over there did? Yo, the history of this motherfucker right here is he did this, this, and this. Stay away from them people, man. You talking about motherfuckers that, listen, man, all they ever did is play at practice. Not the game. Not the game. They played at intramurals. You never been in the game. They ain't never called your number to get in the game. Beware those people that's pumping those false narratives about how negative the nation is. Because if the negative nation is so negative, what we doing here? No, what are you doing here? If you're not Allah, you're not the founder, what are you doing here? You're not one of the first non-born. What are you doing here? If everybody that came before you only did negative, except this one motherfucker who's telling you the story. God, motherfuckers lose their minds, God. They lose their minds. They now you don't want to deal with the knowledge and wisdom because you have this premeditated narrative in your head that whatever happens, motherfuckers stumble. Yeah, see, that's what they was doing. So you got people talking about what goes on at the school. God, they unseen and unheard over here. They unseen and unheard over here. These niggas is honorary 5%. They honorary, you know, motherfuckers know them. You know, I remember when they got the knowledge or whatever, but you ain't never did none of the things that are saying the knowledge equality degree. You ain't no righteous teacher. You are unrighteous fucking gossiper. That's what the fuck you is. See, what's your history? You want to tell everybody else history, but what's your history? See, this is the type of thing. That's why I tell you, man, before you could be God, you gotta be a man. See, when a motherfucker already got this narrative, right? Of see, well, yeah, see, I'm positive. You know, the brothers I got the knowledge from, the brothers I be around, but them brothers over there, yeah, they negative. See, let me ask you a question. What did Yakub do when he first got to the island? I'll wait. What did Yakub do when he first got to Piedmont? See, motherfuckers like that, they don't never know their lessons. But what did Yakub do when he first got to Piedmont? She was really been paying attention to what and how the devil is made. Now, he didn't manufacture first. What was the first thing? Right? Examine his followers. He wanted to see that his followers were free. Only the strong was allowed. The first thing he did was separated people into categories. The healthy and strong from the weak. The good at multiplying from the not good at multiplying. The light from the unlight. The black from the brown. The old from the young. Smart from the dumb. You put everybody in these what? Separate categories. And that's why when you see bitches gossiping about how everybody else is, you always got to ask yourself when a person is speaking to you, right? What are they telling you about themselves? Whatever a person is saying, what are they telling you about themselves? See, what you got to understand is that people who go around speaking on what they know not, who does that? Who does that? Who lives their life based on what they know not? Yo, the last couple of days, man, I've actually been studying people and how this type of thing works. How the ball can get rolling, right? And see, something would start out as opinion or speculation, and within a matter of time, it becomes fact, but only amongst bitches. Because the true and living God is going to examine and show and prove. And if you see that something is wrong, right, and you are a righteous teacher, then why don't you go help? Why don't you go help? You know why? Because you was waiting on that to happen. That's what you was waiting on to happen. See, that's your reward. Is the destruction of what other people is doing. That's your reward. You was waiting for that to happen, so now you could say you was right about those people you was talking about. God actually watched things come. I've watched things come out in the last couple of days, and I'm wondering where these people get that from. You see, I see who the fuck is doing it. That's one thing I like about the internet. That see, when bitches talk on the internet, their name is right there. See, beware of all these people that's always talking separation in the knowledge, man. That's always talking separation in the nation. See, and they never aware that the real problem is your separation. See, because what happens is, right, they begin to believe this narrative that they're giving out, and they begin to act on this narrative that they're giving out. And they begin to teach about this narrative that they're giving out. So all you really gonna make is the devil like that. See, those is the enemies within. Those is the type of people that gotta be eliminated before any success could come about. See, the people that have doubt that we can even be successful, the people who have, uh, you know, all different types of jealousy about them because they never got in the game. The people that got all types of jealousy about them because other people, right, who've done things in the name of Allah and their name actually rings some bells, now the only way for them to make themselves into somebody is you got to say something about this person. Because you ain't got nothing to say for yourself. That's what you're going to notice about these people. Some people devote their life. I've seen people that their life is pretty much devoted to talking bad about the nation. But when they go and examine, when they go and show and prove, see, that's the reality of the situation. Or are you just a follower? Are you just a follower in the 5% so that, when something happens, that's not on you. If something is going wrong, this is not your responsibility to say, okay, what could I do to help it go right? You only take it upon yourself to say, see, told you about them. See, let me keep it 100 because this is why I said people lose their mind. When the brother first said this thing about Harriet Tubman, I kind of went in one ear and out the other. But let me say something, right? For everybody here who know I said, post this on your page or whatever. The schools in New York City, Harriet Tubman is a, for those that some people, I don't even know if you ever been to the rally that's saying these things. Harriet Tubman is I can't remember what PS it is, but it's a public school that's a part of the Board of Education in New York City. The public schools in New York got shut down in the spring because of the coronavirus, right? When the New York City went into lockdown, I don't know what happened in all the other places, but in New York City, the schools went into lockdown. And so because of that, is thank you, SW. It's PS 153 is Harriet Tubman. And so when that happened, the principals, the teachers, the security guards, the students, etc., was not allowed in the school, and that includes all community groups, right? Because we're not the only group that has meetings at Harriet Tubman. All community groups as well was locked out. And now, when the school comes back into effect, right? For those who don't know, I don't know what's going on where you at, but in New York City, not even all of the schools are open yet. And even since they've been open, some schools have been shut back down. When the schools opened back up, they opened up on a limited basis. So even the children themselves is not going to school 5 days a week. Some of the kids is only in school 2 or 3 days per week. Now I understand something. I don't know different people if you got children or whatever, or if you got some people that you're responsible for, right? And understand that we got a group, right? Our nation, when we have the rally, people come from all over the country. So if you're a principal or you somebody who runs a school, right? You're responsible for all of these little children, their health and their safety for the period of time that they at the school. You have to think about this when you opening back up the schools. Are we gonna let these groups come in with people coming from all over the country? We don't know where they came from. We don't know what they've been exposed to. We don't know how they got here, who they ran into on the route. And let them come in here, right, when we responsible for all these babies. Like right now, if somebody just tell you, look, I took a trip around the world and now I want to come in your house and sit down on the couch and watch TV with your babies. That's the reality of the situation. That's the reality of the situation. This is what I'm saying. Now, I don't know what's going on, but from what I'm hearing, the same thing is going on in other places. So, why is it that you lose your mind, right? You lose the knowledge and wisdom just because it fits a situation that fits that confirms your narrative that you already have. So now you come with 1,000. You, 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 you come with 1,000 conspiracy theories. everything is a conspiracy. Let me tell you something. You know the first time that I can recall that happened? Uh, in December, right? Anybody that comes to the rally here in Mecca, you know that in December, the rally is always on the third week of the month. All the other Sundays, it's on the last Sunday. All the other months, it's on the last Sunday. But in December, it's on the third Sunday. When that first came out, all types of rumors spread about what that was about. Yo, they trying to destroy it. Yo, this is messed up. That's messed up. The reality was that because of budgeting, right, the schools, the education within the schools stopped on the third week. The schools, the schools was not open on the last Sunday of the month. So you're dealing with a month like December that has 31 days, right? You're gonna come after the 20th or the 21st when they stop, when the schools close. So what was happening? The school said, "Listen, man, we paying extra money. You know, we got to pay this dude time and a half. The janitor, all of the people that's at the school that got to open it and clean it up. We paying this dude extra, right? We paying extra for this electricity and everything when really the school should be shut down." And so they started saying, "Look, you got to do it on the third Sunday." I recall one time in February that uh, we had it was going to be Allah's born day, and so we wanted to get the rally on that particular day. You know, I wasn't a part of that decision, but the brothers at that time they wanted to get the rally in particular for Allah's born day, and they was like, well, look, you know, whatever the situation was, they was like, look, if you want that day, we can give it to you, but you got to do it at another school. That's still in Harlem. It's up by 133rd Street, 134th Street, and pretty much between 7th and 8th Avenue, just like Harriet Tubman. Same thing happened. Yo, God. Oh, yo, God, we being destroyed. Yo, it's this. Yo, brothers is messing this up. They messing that up. So who are these people, God? Who are these people? See, because the more crazy your conspiracy theory is, right? The more I know you're not really a builder. You ain't never been around here. You ain't never been around here. And you don't, wherever you be at, you don't add on. Because if you did, you would examine. You would simply say, why am I over here gossiping with bitches when I could go to the root and examine for myself? Why would I do that? No, instead, you would rather just preach and teach separation. Like I said, you would rather be Yakub and have all these separate categories. See, because everything is mental first and then physical. See, that was the first thing. See, even in the Bible, it tells you that Jacob had the spotted and the speckled. That's different categories. And then now you put yourself in the categories. That's another thing about these people. That's another thing about these people is, you know, all of the problems in the world, right? If you ever notice these people that's pumping all they always the only one with the answer. Like, oh, but you, everybody else is messed up, but you got the answer. See, what kind of person is that? What kind of person is that? I seen this thing too with Dr. Umar. You know, Umar Johnson, without doctor, whatever. And what I seen is that a lot of people forgot that our duty is to teach. He who is savage. See, what I've been seeing is that a lot of people forgot that even the devil gets a chance to clean himself up and do the right thing. See, what I've seen is that a lot of people forgot that they was 85%. And I'm not going to speak for everybody, but see, a lot of us, if we was judged by what we did in the 85% world, it still wouldn't be first non-born right now. In the whole world, it wouldn't be first non-born right now if everybody was judged. First, listen, a lot of us, if we was judged by the things we did, if we was judged by the things we did after we got the knowledge. If you've been to jail after you got the knowledge, you worse than anything he could have did. See, here's the reality. I'm not impressed by someone who's read a whole bunch of books. I'm not impressed by somebody who's read a whole bunch of books because see, I know I'm serious about what I say when I say the black man is God. See, y'all ain't surprised if y'all see a black man jump real high. Y'all ain't surprised if y'all see a black man run real fast. Y'all ain't surprised if y'all see a black man box real good. But when a black man got a whole bunch of knowledge that he's gained, then you're really impressed. Then you're really impressed. See, I'm not impressed by that. See, I know what supreme intelligence is. And so see, I can go amongst any people or any people could come amongst them, me, and I know what the limitation for you is. And I know if you don't have no limitations. That's the reality of the situation. See, if it was up to y'all niggas, we wouldn't have no school because y'all would have said the same shit about Barry Goddard and Mayor Lindsay. Y'all would have said the same shit. But the reality is, he was given a chance to do the right thing. He went left. And see, that's who we are. Whichever way you want to go, yeah, we ready to handle that. That's the reality. See, the reality is you came in with one way, and then you try something else. That was knowledge. See, because I know the signs. See, let me ask y'all another question. Who takes a man's birthright away before he get a chance to do something with it? I'll wait. Who takes a man's birthright before he gets a chance to do something with it? The wordsmith. Bingo. Yakub. That's what Yakub do. See, that's what Yakub did to his brother. He took the birthright before his brother had a chance to do something with it. Because he know everything. Remember, Yakub is the big head scientist. So see, niggas who know everything, that's the kind of shit you do. See, you try to know everything, you don't try to learn the science of it though. So you don't go through the science of it, which is knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, refinement, equality, God, build, destroy, born, cipher. No, you didn't deal with the knowledge because you already know every fucking thing. So you don't take the time to examine. Listen, man, let's not turn this into a nation of bitches. Where we talk about what we think and we don't examine and build upon what we know. See, that's all it takes. So you got a lot of people sitting in the background. Yeah, you was wondering this. You, all right, well, why you didn't say nothing there? Why you didn't say nothing there? Why do you assume that you know what's going on without examination? Unless you the big head scientist who think you know everything. You think you know everything. You think you know everything about why everybody else is doing wrong. So then what you do, you go off and do this crazy shit. And then the ball keeps rolling based upon your bullshit. And the result of that is something that's no more the same. See where these things is coming from. Cause this ain't uh this not high science. Maybe it's coming from city science. Maybe it's coming from, your own personal experience of you doing things without having the knowledge. But don't assume that everybody is just a part of the gossip mill. No, some people actually is doing the knowledge and they activating off of that knowledge. Message to all 5%. Stop being the source of all the fucked up shit that you hear about the 5%. Stop being the source of all the fucked up shit that you hear about the 5%. Stop being the person that just bitch and complain and moan and bitch and bitch. Stop being that person. Be the person that puts something into activation. See, everybody's worried about what's going on at the school, right? But how many people is coming out here to do something? How many people is saying, look, I got this talent, I got this skill, I got this ability, I got this knowledge, and I'm ready to give of myself, right, in order to add on to, whatever's going on. Whether it's for the small group of people that you're around, whether it's for your community, whether it's for the nation. See, because builders build, they don't bitch. Stop being the source of all the. Listen, there was a time when we used to go around other people to hear all the they talk bad about us. There was a time like that. It ain't that time no more. See, stop being the person. See, because that's another thing. See, this is another thing. See, how did the devil, when they say the devil, we went through this yesterday. The devil made trouble amongst the original people by doing what? Going to bitch and complain to one brother about what another brother was doing. That's what happened. See, don't be that person. And then listen, don't be the fool ass nigga that gets caught up. Because see, it don't tell you that specifically in the lessons, but in the history of Yakub, what it tells you about what happened to the people who got caught up. Anyone, I'll wait. What was the outcome for the people who got caught up? See, natural, bingo. They also had to get the fuck out of here. See, they're the ones who, when say we ran the devil over the hot Arabian desert, no, they ran the devil over the hot Arabian desert. Those was the ones that had to go make sure they made it to the caves and beat a rope to bind them in. See, the guy says something right here. I get physically sick around negative energy or thoughts. Yeah, be that person. See, at one time when I got the knowledge, you know how I was. If you was talking bad about you, whatever you had to say about somebody, right? The brother would take you over to that person and then say, go ahead, tell them what you just told me. And see, you better not stutter now, nigga. You better not say, oh, I thought, oh, no, I heard that. No, nigga, you better knew. Or guess what? You better fucking knew what you was talking about when you said that. Don't say, oh, I heard, oh, some other people was saying, I thought this and that. See, because let me tell you something. The 5% don't build no motherfucking prison housing either. You ever heard the 5% lock somebody up? Let the devil do their job. That's the problem with motherfucking rats. This is how I tell people, listen, man, the police got people. The police hires people. There's people that look, they get a paycheck, they get medical benefits, they get pensions to do their fucking job. The fuck you gotta help them for? Let the professionals do their job. Let the professional bitches talk. Let those who's against us be the ones spreading all the negative information. Don't ever feel good that you somewhere kicking down somebody supposed to be your brothers. See, let me tell you something. You know how many times, man, I look at a motherfucking post, right? Motherfuckers talking about somebody, that I know real love, well, that I got love for. And I happen to know things about the person who's saying it. But see, I'm not going to get online and kick that person down in order to make the person that I got the love for look good. In the world, what you here to do? You here to build people up or break people down? See, that's the level we supposed to graduate it from. There was a time before I had an understanding that, yeah, I come outside, break motherfuckers right now. See, like I said, man, there was a time where, yeah, I'm building to destroy, man. Motherfucker over there, they don't know his lesson, man, spark them up. Now, even if you the queen or the earth, don't be doing that shit. Leave that for the bitches. They don't need no help. Not for me. They ain't getting that. Not for me. See, this is what you call being a savage. When all of a sudden now, because something comes up that strike your emotions or whatever the fuck it's doing, all of a sudden now you forget the knowledge and wisdom. You forget how mathematics really supposed to flow, right? Because you just something now fits your narrative. See, beware of the fucking narrator. You can see what happens with the narrator. What happens with the narrator? The narrator is the person who's giving you their understanding of what's going on. See, that's why I said be aware of the person that's talking to you. Because whatever they telling you is in the context of who the fuck they are. It's in the context of who they're just like, look, when we see the lessons, right? And it say his own self is a righteous Muslim. The narrator is a Muslim. The narrator of the story that's being told to you right there, right, about the uncle coming to the wilderness of North America is a Muslim. So that's the context that this is coming to you in. Now, if you can't draw up the truth for yourself, then guess what? You a Muslim too. That's what you're gonna be after reading that. You got love in the building. See, and that's important right there. See, where's these other things in the lessons? See, this is listen. Love hell or love right. See, if you love right, then you know positive elevation always corrects errors. But talking shit, see, that gets you a lot of things, but it don't get you righteousness. Talking shit gets you a lot of things, but it don't get you righteousness. So be aware of these people, right, that's pumping these false narratives. The next time somebody tell you something negative, right, about the nation or somebody in the nation, ask them how you know and what was you doing while they was doing that. Is it that you wanted to be down and they didn't put you down? Hmm? Is it that you wanted to be down but you couldn't be down? See, beware of the people, right? Because see, you see what it tells you. You know, look, we got equality, right? Social equality amongst a group of men or a society of men. Men. So, like I said, you got these people with this. You know, oh, those people over there is negative. Those people over there is negative. Those people over there is negative. So beware of who that devil is that needs to be run from amongst you. See, 793rd, I like the way your pops put that. Consider the source. Consider the source of where you hearing this stuff from. And just ask the person, how you know that? See, we used to have, you know, just in general, anything a person say, we used to say show and prove. Or another term we used to say is manifest. Who remember that? When the brother used to quote the degree, and then you say manifest. Now they gotta come with their understanding. See, because all that other stuff, you religious. How you know? Because the preacher told you that? How you know? Because this is what Elijah Muhammad teaches us? How you know? See, supreme mathematics, it don't stop at the lessons. It actually extends out to the activities of life. It extends out to the activities of life. How you actually, the things that you're doing. So see, a lot of these people, they trying to convince you, right, that the people they talking about is the problem with the nation. No, they're the fucking problem with the nation. Because all they got is talk. See, the next time somebody tell you something is wrong, right, ask them what they doing about it. If a person tells you, something is wrong with their health, right, well, what are you doing about it? What are you telling me for? And how you get to the point where you telling me? And you asking me why I didn't do nothing about something that's wrong, nigga, I'm not the one that knew. You the one that knew. Why didn't you do something? What are you doing over here telling me for? If you hungry, right, you come and tell me you hungry. Fuck you telling me for? What did you do to get something to eat? That's the real deal, man. So just stay aware. Stay aware. You see what I mean? Because remember what I said, man. Be aware that we took from them everything except their language. You remember we went through the signs of all the different things, right, that they say that they use to confuse you and to confuse the situation, right? They use legalese. They use, medical jargon. All of these different languages that they use to confuse the situation. See, bitching and gossiping is also that language. Because, like I said, this is what they did to cause trouble amongst the original people. So don't speak that language with motherfuckers. Don't even speak that language with motherfuckers. Whatever they say, tell them, look, Sean Pooh, how you know that? Well, what's the science of that? And then when that occurs, listen, if you ain't gonna approach that person and say, yo, what's the science with that? Yeah, I heard this right here. Yo, is this true, guy? If you ain't gonna do that, shut the fuck up. Don't say shit. If you ain't gonna do nothing, shut the fuck up. Like, see, let me tell you something. If if I know somebody, right, and they walk up to me with a black eye, and they not my peoples, I'm not gonna do nothing. I don't even ask them what the fuck happened to their eye. If you not my peoples, and I'm not gonna do. I don't even ask them what the fuck happened to their eye. If you ain't gonna do nothing, shut the fuck up. Don't be the person that you the motherfucking messenger. I thought you was love, but now you the messenger. Is that what happened? You the person sitting down predicting that the gods is gonna fail. You a prophet? What you basing that on? I thought you was love. Stop pretending to be one of us when you want to be one of them. Stop being around people that you happy somehow. You happy somehow when they fail. Stop being around those people. What you being around them for? What the fuck do they need you around them for? Why do you have that much fucking time in a day? Malik Low, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Word is bond. Gotta be things. Even when I dealt with city science, man, it's certain things that people like, yo, we about to go do. All right, listen, man, let me go over here. Like, I don't even want to know y'all business. Cause see, when shit hit the fan and y'all start trying to figure out, yo, how did shit hit the fan? I want them to realize that, oh nah, Don didn't even know that was over there. Nah, it couldn't be Don because when we did that, Don bounced. I don't have no desire to motherfucking know your business. Yo, this person did that to that person, and this person did that to that person. Yo, motherfuckers pride themselves on that shit. You got whole motherfucking channels now that's devoted to that shit. Yo, this is motherfucker, yeah, who did this shit over here, and this shit, motherfucker did that shit. Something happened. Yo, this person did it. Man, listen, man. Now you might catch me in a small circle, you know what I'm saying, of people that I know, and we might, mention that. But in terms of, you just going around, you just spread. Let me tell y'all something, man. The internet is intergalactic media. Motherfuckers on the space station get the internet. See, that's one thing they've convinced us is that these little social media pages that we have is our own little private world. No, nigga, you putting that shit out in front of the world, Craig. The world. And how many times do these motherfuckers ever apologize? How many times do these motherfuckers ever say, I was wrong? No, they don't never say I was wrong. They say, oh, well, I thought, oh, but the people were saying, but you know that, nah, I don't know. Fuck is you talking about? How the fuck would I know? Beware of these people, man. Beware of these people. And I'm telling you, you keep talking with them and you're going to become one of them. You keep talking to them, you're going to become one of them. I don't flock with niggas like that. But I guess we could move on from that topic now. I think I got my point across. You know what I'm saying? So at least for one thing, everybody here knows now what's really going on with the school. So if you somewhere and you see people talking fucking crazy, you can tell them that yeah, that's what happened in Harriet Tubman, and you could also tell them that what we doing about that, right? What we doing about that is we having a structure built in the yard. Right now, we're making a decision on what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like what kind of building it's gonna be. You know what I mean? How big it's gonna be, how many stories it's gonna be, what materials it's gonna be made of. That's the decision we making right now. That's what we gonna be adding on to. And if a nigga really gives a fuck what happened to the rally, then he'll come participate in that. But see, if that same nigga tell you, "Oh, I ain't got time for that," oh, well, I got this other shit I gotta do, God. I can't get, I can't be no. Fuck him, and don't listen to that nigga no more. See, that's what you a motherfucking start seeing. See, that's what you tell people what we doing. You tell people, man, that at the end of the day, man, we been supposed to have our own place to have the rally. Yeah, we should have did it under better circumstances than it being this quarantine. But that's the only thing what's happening, son. Other than that, shut the fuck up. I ain't got no conversation for those people, man. Shut the fuck up. Because when it's time to stand up, you're never fucking counted. Prince Divine, new to the channel, peace of God. You know, uh, I wish you would have came in on a better, on a better. I go on rants sometimes. You know, we have days where things is much more amiable. However, I had to get this point across. You see what I mean? Because I like, and because look, the school ain't the only thing. I'm watching other the gossip mill churn and churn, and look, I'm letting it churn because I actually want to see how far it goes. I want to see how far it goes. There's things that I'm just waiting to see, and I'm shocked. See, like I said, it don't shock me. You know anything like Neil deGrasse Tyson. I'm not shocked. I'm happy. I'm proud that original man achieved those. Uh, uh, he accomplished those things. You know, he's from the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a year or two older. I'm not really sure, but you know what I'm saying. So he lived through some of the same things I lived through, and overcame all that to accomplish what he accomplished. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to take away from what he did, but I'm just saying that it doesn't shock me because I know who the original man is. I'm not playing. When I say the black man is God, I don't mean little G. I don't mean no. What, why would you be shocked at that? But you're not shocked if you see a black man jump high or run fast. But now that we got through that, well, I got through that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because first of all, like I said, I wanted the truth to go out there. You know what I'm saying? Not only about how that was a bullshit story, but what the True and Living guys is doing right now. What the True and Living guys is doing to rectify that situation while the bitches keep talking. You understand what I mean? And let y'all know that in fact, no, that yeah, we adding on. And if you a builder, come build with the builders and don't gossip with the others. But we can go ahead, man, and because we bounce through topics. That's the link right there for whoever's new in the room. You know what I'm saying? That's the link right there to come on the live. You know what I'm saying? And build about whatever you might want to build about. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's adding on and not taking away. See, some people be talking and they don't know what they're doing. They don't know if they building or destroying. See, that's why you got to know the lessons. People talking about you living the lessons. Which one you living? The 33rd degree and the 140? Is that what you living? Did I go on that much of a rant? Everybody's speechless now. What's going on? Why? Why? Listen, man. I had to manifest, man. I had to get that off my chest, man. Everybody's letting the dust settle. Hey, man. Yeah, listen, man. Like I said, I've been seeing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then, it just a lot of just this stuff, God. I'm telling you, man. You know, it's just a narrative out there that I mean, you used to hear that from the government, man. You used to hear some of the stuff I see people use. That's what you used to hear from like the school teachers, man. You know, y'all 5 percenters, man. Y'all troublemakers. It used to be times when look, I remember times we used to be in school, man, and it'd be, you know, you got 50 people out there. Whatever the hell we doing, you know. And when they come, they only want to catch the 5 percenters. Like is everybody they looking at the faces and they picking out the people that they know is 5 percenters. And see, unfortunately for me, I was, I've always been me. So see, I was a well-known 5%. I'm talking about amongst the school staff. And so even if I got away, my name was on the file. The next time I showed up at the dean's office, they was like, yeah, and we have this thing right here where you was cutting class over here on the day. You know what I'm saying, man? Yeah, you're right. I mean, I got a Facebook, but if you look on there, you see I'm not really making no posts like that. You know what I'm saying? I got actually, uh, this, of course, I'm the king of all media, so I broadcast on Facebook and YouTube. I'm gonna go back to broadcasting on Instagram too, but I decided to just lock in on YouTube for a minute. But just in general, man, we gotta, you know, everybody in general, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta stop all this negative thoughts, man. Like in sports, they say, when they say, look, everybody has to buy in. Everybody gotta be of the one mind that this thing is gonna work. Because if everybody don't really think this thing is gonna work, right? Then everybody ain't gonna give all within their power. See, everybody's not gonna do that, right? If some people is really thinking negative about the thing what we trying to accomplish. Yes. Steve, one second, we use the bathroom. Big time. Yeah. Yeah, you right. Look, I agree with you 100% right there, West Coast wise, that if Facebook was a person's only experience with the 5%, what would they think? So it's the same thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we here to teach the world. So just like I said, man, you know, why do Musa have a hard time civilizing the devil? Because they looking at the shit you doing too. They looking at the shit you doing too. They looking at the type of person you is, the type of things you say when you go amongst them. And if you doing the same thing they're doing, then what's the point of them getting the knowledge? What's the point of them going through that? What's the point of them, doing all this studying? What's the point of them dealing with dietary law? You know, you fasting and praying, and you don't see no peace and happiness. What's the point of them doing that? All right, so this is what I'm talking about. Now we back to some current events that so I like to take all these lessons and don't tell boy mastermind, drink a little iced tea. But be in said, why are some guys turning back to Islam? You mean religious Islam? Because they never understood. That's what I'm saying. You gotta examine. You gotta examine. See, they got to a level, right, where they understanding they didn't understand equality. So when they didn't understand equality and some things were still above their heads, then they go back to believing that one of the things above their heads is the mystery God. See, ain't nothing over my head but the sky. You try to go over my head, all that's gonna happen is gravity gonna bring you right back down here. But they never really saw the signs, man. Now I ain't got to hit nobody. What is you talking about? Do I have any thoughts on the Ice Cube situation? Now, what exactly is the Ice Cube situation again? Like, I keep hearing things, but I don't really pay that much attention to Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? Because he's uh he got a lot of things on both sides of the ledger to me. Like he got some things that he's done that uh he's got some things that he's done that I feel like is sell out. And then he's got some things that he's done that I feel like he stood up and was counted. So, this particular situation, are you talking about in terms of he's supposed to have did some kind of he worked on some type of plan, uh, political or economic plan with Trump or something? It's like I think they called it because I didn't look all the way into the story, but I seen where he did something called the Platinum Plan for Black people or something. Yeah, natural. Yeah, they natural hit it on the head. Those people that go back to religious Islam, they was religious the whole time. And see, that's something you got to be aware of. Being see, people, people, a lot of people, they never really lose their Christianity. They never really see what they do is they just replace all those things that they believe, right, with the black man. Like they just bring that in with them. You see what I mean? But see, one thing you gotta remember is that it's not just that the mystery God is not real, but all those magical, mystical powers that they say he got is also not real. See, when you come in with a religious concept, right? One thing that belongs in the religious concept, right, is that God shows and proves that He's God by God shows and proves that He's God by uh, uh, breaking the laws of the universe. So He'll do something like make it rain when there's no clouds, or uh, you know, split the Red Sea. If you're looking at this stuff literally, of course, there's other ways to look at that. Bring people that died, bring them back to life. But see, in this nation, we show and prove that we got by going according to supreme mathematics. And so, see, some people is they here and they still. That's why they read all this other stuff because you're looking for okay, but where do the magical, mystical powers kick in at? When am I going to be able to float from here to Arabia? Nah, nigga, you gonna have to jump in the water and swim manually. And see, when some people come to that realization, they like, nah, 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 I want to go back. want to take the blue pill. And see, a lot of times it's rewards for them over there. Because, see, with the knowledge that they've gained here, when they go back to their religious life, they're at the top of that society. So be aware that, yeah, that's a lot of the people that's around you. West Coast one. Ah, man. El Divine. Who's this? McGee Vamu. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, a couple new people, man. Look, do the each word teach one, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and you know, we come on almost every day. You know what I'm saying? So hit the notification button so you can know when we in here and we build it. So yeah, you was talking about him working with the Trump administration. I mean, who else he supposed to work with? Is it okay to greet a Muslim with peace? You greet everybody with peace. Peace is what we come in. Now, if they on something else, then you have to deal with that accordingly. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, even if you go to war so that you can be in peace. So don't never get that twisted, man. Peace is what comes from within you. That's a universal greeting. But getting back to what the brother was saying with that political question is, yeah, who else are you gonna work with? They see, this is the misconception that you got some friends on the other side of the aisle. Now you see, if you got the misconception that somehow the Democrats is your friend, does anybody know who Strom Thurmond is? Robert Byrd. Do you know that these people was friends of Joe Biden? Those are his mentors, Dixiecrats, meaning people who was in the Republican Party, right? And when the Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act, a lot of the Northern Republicans voted for the Civil Rights Act. The Southern Republicans felt betrayed. And so they left the Republican Party and became what's called Dixiecrats. You understand what I'm saying? And so, uh, but they still held the same views. They didn't change their views. They just changed the thing behind their name from an R to a D. So that's who this guy is. This is the dude who said, you know, during the time, because remember the civil rights, a lot of the bills was passed. Like for instance, the Brown versus Board of Education. That was that was uh, that case was settled in 1955, where they said that look, you gotta put everybody in the same school. But they was given, I think it was like 15 or 20 years to institute that. So when they was starting to institute a lot of the civil rights policies, was when Joe Biden was first coming into politics. Joe Biden came in politics, I think they said 67, 70, something like that. Look at some of the statements that he made surrounding that. When he said he don't want his kids to grow up in a racial jungle. When he was against that. This is the same dude who, wrote the bill for Clinton He wrote the crime bill for Clinton. This is the same dude who put all the language, the predators, all of this stuff. This is the same guy. So if you under the impression that no, don't deal with Trump. Wait till that guy gets in office. Yeah, all right. The bottom line is listen. And see, here's another thing that he's doing, right? See, what's been happening for the last 50, 60 years is that we've been just useful land for the Democratic Party. We're just useful land to be used, right, for the coalition of votes, but we never get nothing out of it. See, how could they tell you, okay, we've been voting Democrat for 50, 60 years, right? But then they tell you that the black man has moved backwards during that time. So somewhere down the line, you know what I'm saying? What are we seeing as the problem here? You know, that's what you call political strategy. Why shouldn't he work with them? And who what is the option? I don't want to hear no shit. Wise. See, the people that make you think that wise, that you got to go somewhere else to get the knowledge, these are the people that still looking for the magical, mystical powers. They still looking for the burning bush. They still looking for all these things, man, when they don't understand that the reality of that shit, God, the reality of that shit is that mathematics was a foreign concept to Europe. The way mathematics can be used to build the world around you. You know what I'm saying? Anybody who deals, it can be anything. It can be dealing with boxing. You know, when they practicing now, what they do? One, two, three, four. You understand what I'm saying? That's mathematics can be used to build everything. But see, with Roman numerals, you can't do high level calculations. You cannot do trigonometry and calculus and things of that nature with Roman numerals. And so when they came amongst the original man and learned about numbers, algebra, geometry, the same sacred geometry they talking about. Yeah, it's sacred to them because that's what allowed them to begin to build a society on a certain level. But only certain people had that knowledge. That's when it became Masonic. See, if you look back in Europe, right, you got a time when the only big buildings was castles and churches. Everybody else was living in huts. And so somebody that knew how to build or a castle or a church, right? Somebody that knew how to build a castle or a church, this person has sacred knowledge. But what I need them to tell me about geometry for? Who knows, Watts? That's the way, you know. David Ray, peace, black man. Welcome to the channel. Got a little side rally. Got a little side rally going on over here. Philip Deshazor, Original Seed, Khalik Asil. So Universal 7 said, I'm not opposed to him stepping up and showing action. Original people gave him a lot of flack for that, but the media put out headlines on the television that they took it for face value. I mean, in my opinion, they did. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Indeed, Philip Deshazor, the whole concept of zero. There's no zero in Roman numerals. So for you to do high level calculations is extremely difficult. You know, when you got to multiply x times L, how do you know what I'm saying? That's difficult. You know, you, you got to multiply, you know, 3x's times LMV. How you do that? You see what I'm saying? So for them, yeah, mathematics was sacred. I'm not saying that is not, you know, it's the science of the universe. So yeah, it is sacred, but I'm just saying not just sacred but secret. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean because you know that's been the training. You know what I'm saying? But see, one thing that allows me, you know what I'm saying, to see the reality of these politics is, you know, the history of the nation. You know, Mayor Lindsay, who gave us this school, was a Republican. So I'm not beholden to one side or another. You know what I'm saying? I already know. See, first of all, I already know about good cop, bad cop. That's what's going on here. They both gonna take you to jail. One of them is just gonna smile in your face. The other one gonna put a couple of nightstick upside your head a couple times. But they both taking you to the same place. Don't think that one of them is friendly and this is the one you could tell what happened and he ain't gonna do nothing. Neither one of them is gonna let you go. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know, as a political strategy, we've always made the mistake, right, of only dealing with one side. See, another thing that I've seen in the midst of this is that Puffy is supposed to be starting a new political party. You know what I'm saying? It's a black political party. I don't know if that means that all the people involved with it is going to be black, but I'm supposing that it's dealing with, you know, they're going to be bringing the black issues to the forefront and lobbying for them. But see, when they do that, they're going to have to lobby with both sides. You see, we've got to use them as useful land. We've got to make them compete for our vote instead of us competing, you know, or not even competing. You know what I'm saying? We're begging, you know what I'm saying, for one side to do something for us, you know, and they realize that they don't have to do it because what else are you going to do? The bar, D. Christian said, it's not about parties, it's about who's going to get something done on your behalf. Yeah. I mean, you know, just the whole history of politics. Like we spoke before on Abraham Lincoln in some of his writings that he made where he said, yo, listen, if I could save the Union by not freeing no slaves, then that's what I would do. But freeing the slaves, that just served his own purpose. See, let's face it, part. Let's look at the reality. You know, the Democrats have put us at the back of the line. They put us at the back of the line. When you look at all the other groups, right, that the lobbying goes through for, when you look at all the other groups, right, that they pass the laws for, they put us at the back of the line. And so now, what are we going to do about that? I mean, it's only two parties in America right now. So what are we going to do about that? You know, two parties that really have power. You know, you got the Green Party, you know, the Libertarians, et cetera, et cetera. But see, even those parties, right? The Libertarians, they politic with the other two parties, whoever is dealing with their interests. See, that's what you got to remember about politics, not about friends. It's about interests. And so if we could work with these people over here to get our interests accomplished, then that's what we got to do. If we got to work with these people over here, but don't think that these people is our friends. It ain't no friends. It ain't none of that. So now, you know, you feeling like you betraying, I don't know what, you know, you betraying by talking to Trump. But if that's how you feel, then you know, yeah, you're gonna see that as a bad move. Now, of course, I don't know what he said. I don't know what the deal is. He may have went in there, and this platinum plan might be something that's not in fact beneficial for Black people, and we do have to analyze that. But we can't just take it on face value to say, oh, because he's working with Trump, then it's bad. Remember, Trump is desperate right now. Trump is desperate right now. He needs to save his political life. You know, I don't know who's in the head and the lead, and no, I ain't getting into that. The polls, we already know they don't know what they talking about. But we know that, you know, right now, things look neck and neck. So in his own self-interest, yeah, he wants to do something to that'll be a little bit of a coup d'etat. If he can win the black vote over, you know what I'm saying? So that means that not only did you get more votes, but you took some of the base from the other side. And like I said, that's what the Emancipation Proclamation was really about. See, when you start thinking that we got friends in there, right? You start thinking, oh well, the Confederates, you know, they was on one side, and the Union Army, they was on the other side. So then you start thinking you can escape racism by moving to the north. You start to think, man, look, I'm gonna get away from these racists and go to New York. Oh yeah. Oh really? Ain't no friends over there, B. Ain't no friends. See, it's just like, you know, to borrow something that, you know, I just heard about it. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, in a lot of places you got gangs that when we just talking about, yo, over turf, that's one thing. But see, if if they the other side, but they got that work for cheap, yeah, we doing business with them. That's what you gotta understand, man. You know, they call it the business of politics. So don't ever, you know, me, I don't get caught up in that and having no friends on either side. Oh, halftime said, I read today that Puff walked that back. So what is he saying now? Like he's just not doing it, or uh, you know, what's the new word on that? Khalid, why you gonna laugh at Diddy, man? Start a political party, man. You know the man's political. Got everybody to vote for Obama. Whoa. D Christian said it got real when they got strippers in the commercials telling you to vote. They let you know how they feel. Oh, yo, you know what, D Christian? I did see that. And it was something too where it was like some famous people or something was, you know, I didn't look all the way into it. I just saw the headlines. You know what I mean? When I read the paper, I just read the stuff I'm interested in sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Unless something like continues to come up, and then I'll look into it. But yeah, you're right. That's how desperate they are. You know what I'm saying? Both sides. So now's the time for us to use them as the useful land. See, the same way like I was saying earlier, when they came in, and this is the history of what they do everywhere, play one side against the other side. You know, why we gotta be the fools in it? Why we gotta be the fools? No, we playing one side against the other side. In some in some groups, right? In some societies, they vote. You know, they have people that support both candidates. So then, no matter who wins, they got their guy in it. It was a Jewish guy that he had a radio show, and they was talking about the political strategy that they use in their community. And that's what they were saying, that they'll have some people in the community support one candidate, and some people in the community support the other candidate. So then, no matter what happens, they got some people that could holler at them and say, "Look, you know, whatever is this thing y'all passing, you know, this is what we want." See, that's what's been happening before. That's why I said, look, people let Obama get in office, right? And they was like, well, you know, we don't want to get a brother a hard time. We don't want to get a brother a hard time. So let's not ask him for nothing. Let's not demand nothing. So you let his whole 8 years pass, then you wait till Trump get in office and you want to ask him for something? Scrams, you ain't vote for me. What do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do? Now, I'm from New York, right? In New York, the Republican candidate for president hasn't been in New York since probably Ronald Reagan. And the reason for that is, why waste the money? They're going to vote Democrat over there anyway. Why waste my money, my campaign money, going over there having a whole, you know, whatever they call it? What's the point of me doing that? What's the point of me doing all these commercials in New York? See, that's why right now, what they talking about, the battleground states. That's where they spending all their money. That's where they going and promising everybody everything. In the battleground states, because they know that okay, this could go either way. So we gotta pay attention to this. But if it's gonna go one way or the other, listen, why deal with those people? And then for the people the side that you on, for them too. Why deal with those people? Why waste our money going over there and promising them anything when they're already in the bag? Why? And so, you know, in terms of if he just went over there to make friends with Trump, which let's keep it real, you know, rappers were friends with Trump right up until he decided to run for office. Let's face it, say Trump was in a whole lot of records, saying before this shit. Like if I was Trump, I would feel a little bit fucked up. Like, oh, everybody was like Trump, rolling like Trump, get your meat lump. You know, everybody was getting money like Trump. Now all of a sudden I run for office. I don't like me no more. What gives? You know, y'all man Mike Tyson. that y'all all love. Y'all do know he fought and he fight him on jump offs. That was my man. Now y'all turned on me just because I said I want to be the president. So the boss said, correct. The equality issue has changed in the following order of interest: women, LGBT, immigrants, and maybe black folks. I agree. We've been put at the end of the line. So uh, we gonna stay at the end of this line, or we gonna let somebody know that, yo, listen, if we gonna just remain at the back of the line over here, we gonna go get on the other line. West Coast Wise said, indeed, just like the Democratic conservatives will work with Republican conservatives and liberals with liberals, different wings on the same bird. The end said, be debt free. Indeed. A lot of you happiness in the building. Yeah, never Trump. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But see, you can't. That's not politics. Politics is not what you don't want. You cannot vote on behalf of what you don't want. You have to vote on behalf of what you want. The other way is not politics. Yeah, SW, bring, remember when all the Democratic people put those dashikis on? Did you think they was your friends then? That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't get caught up in this stuff, man. The born and green and 1 of 14 comes to mind on this current point. Does not love the devil regardless of how long he studies. From halftime, original C said, indeed, poly is many, ticks are bloodsuckers. They have many bloodsuckers involved. Right, West Coast Wise said, indeed, that's why they go to the swing states, the battleground states. Ah, man, 7-9-30, y'all going in now, man. They said the next thing, the Democratic Party is going to come out with do-rags. Hey, listen, that's when you know the desperation has set in. Oh, halftime, you're going to just jump on the bandwagon, too. Next time a brother gets murdered by the law, watch Nancy Pelosi take a knee in the do-rag. I better leave Nancy alone, man. Don Trumpino. Right, IT. Guess who's the black Trump? This is the type of talking. This is the type of talking that Trump is used to hearing from the brothers, man. Now all of a sudden, just because I'm running for president, like, nigga, I'm not even beefing with you. No, no, I'm not even beefing with you. I'm running against I'm running against another colored person. But you got a dog in that fight. That's what you better think about. You know, if two colored people is having an issue and you got a side in that, you need to watch. You need to pay attention. See, Almighty got a lot. He got an economic unity kind of mind. You know, $1 a day from a million guys is one way out. But see, that's what I say about participation. See, those people we call them the 1%, the 10%, whatever. Those people that's at the top, you know, they participate in building their own communities. You know what I'm saying? When you go to these different colleges, it could be Harvard, you could go to uh, hospitals, and you'll see that rich people put money to build that institution. And then through those institutions, they're able to exert economic, political, social power, etc., because the people in the community. That's why when too much black people move around them, what they do, they move away because they want to build their own community. See, too many times our goal is to go live in a community, like that's going to make things better for us. At times that Pelosi made my blood boil taking a knee in Kente Club. I mean, uh, I thought it was par for the course with them. You know what I'm saying? Uh, it's just an extension. It's an extension of them going uh, to black churches. You know what I'm saying? And they give the whole speech about, yeah, the Republicans have been holding you down and you have to vote for us so that we can help you. Help us what? Because the help ain't loud. We ain't saying it. You know, and you had long enough. I mean, it's been 50, 60 years. It's been 50, 60 years, man, of straight, what do we have, 95% loyalty or something? I mean, at some point, when do we analyze that? Not saying that the Republicans is helping us. Now, I'm not on that side either. But I'm just saying, when do we examine the people who've been saying they representing for us? When do we examine them and say, wait. Forget about them. What have you been doing? When you live in a lot of these cities that we live in, right? It's just on the local level, a lot of these cities that we live in is dominated by the Democratic Party. New York City is dominated by the Democratic Party. So exactly what the Republicans have been doing to hold us back, I don't know. D. Christian said, I've been places where the middle schools look like universities. They definitely look out for their own. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They'll build the rich people in that community. They'll come in and build a science and technology lab. You understand what I'm saying? They'll put their money together. They'll put their money together and build a football field or a soccer field or a basketball court. You understand what I'm saying? For the community, instead of just we going down to city hall and demanding a park, and they like, yeah, well, if we don't build it, what you gonna do? West Coast Wise said Harvard has a $6 billion annual investment from their alums, meaning the people who graduated from there, the alumni. You understand what I'm saying? So indeed, other communities definitely understand how to rise. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, man, you got to take an example where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we not the colored man. You understand what I mean? But sometimes you got to look at that advantage. See, as just a society, right? A group of people within here in America, right? We not paying attention to how other groups rose from the peasants they was in Europe, right? Well, how many times have you heard a colored person tell their story that uh my great grandfather came here with $12 in his pocket. He came here with $12 in his pocket from Sicily, and yeah, now we own all this right here. We got this business here. How many times have you heard that? From whatever different was. See, like I said, being New York is an immigrant city, so there's you know probably millions of these type of stories of people coming here and being successful. You know what I'm saying? So uh, no matter who it comes from, we have to look at that example and say, okay, these are the things that we're not doing, you know. And even if we look at our own example, right, of Reconstruction, the Reconstruction era, right, when we build at the highest level, uh, a lot of the strategies that we use within the society was those same strategies that all those other immigrant societies used to rise to the top. Oh man, halftime. You giving it halftime. See, when they put those dashikis on halftime, they ain't know you was watching. They didn't know you was watching halftime. The boss said in their usual campaign verses, slogans, cheap talk, or fluff with nothing substantial for the people that they want votes from. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Lip professing. You know what I'm saying? And look, and you know what's messed up the bars is the word you put usual. Is that it's the same old spiel, man. It's the same old spiel that they've been given, for the entire time. 793rd, so they definitely throw that paper back at all those Ivy League and private schools as well as their private counterparts that directly fuel students. Almighty God, Allah said $3 million is sufficient to enter the toilet paper industry strong. And yeah, that's the type of thinking. That's the type of thinking that we gotta have. You know what I'm saying? One of the problems, man, is so much distrust. Oh man, D Christian was just saying it right there. We are very distrustful of one another, especially when money is involved. Yeah, that's one of the problems. Man. You know what I'm saying? We've been it's so much separation that's been put between us. You know what I'm saying? So that other you know groups, even if they just have a unity of, okay, we all from this town. When we was back in Ireland, yeah, we all was from this county right here. And so when we get over here, we're gonna have X amount of unity. You understand what I'm saying? You know, or even to the extent that, and this is something that happened in a lot of this is something that happened in a lot of cities during the Great Migrations. You know what I'm saying? Where uh, there wasn't really too many societies, right, amongst the original man to kind of accept the newcomers from the South and like help them, you know what I mean, and kind of build this community where that exists in the other communities. Like if you come from China, they got people in Chinatown that will absorb you in, help you get a job, help you get an apartment. Now it could be a shitty job, a shitty apartment, but it's better than being outside in the New York winter. And so, like you said, the distrustful of one another, but that builds a certain loyalty. So now when they come and say, look, we got this candidate right here that we trying to support this candidate so they can help us out. We need you to vote for this person. They got that power. The other communities do that. If matter of fact, we always talk about that movie, but there was a lot of things in that movie that was actual. That's actual New York history. You know what I'm saying? But you saw that in that movie Gangs of New York. How the Irish that was already here, they absorbed the new Irish in, and then they got their help, You know what I'm saying? When they needed them in the political sphere. Universal Seven said they got examples of unity while we got examples of raising in the sun. You know, the images that they implant in our head, you know what I'm saying, is sometimes it's stronger than the reality that we know. The image overpowers it. Universal Seven said it's systematic while we don't trust and come together with unity. It's definitely time to wake up though, no more excuses. Almighty God Allah says sociopathy is mental death, and the colored man is the personification of this mental virus. Original C said they all have the same story and express it as they had it rough as a slave, especially the ones with the Irish descent. Yeah, but you know in the most recent, well, actually the most recent people now is like the Greeks. The Greeks is the people that they don't the press is not as big on them, but the Greeks is probably the people that probably the last group that came here and really rose to the top. But yeah, definitely I agree with you on that. Though. Who is this? You gotta go hustle on your own page, princess. Yeah, get out of here. I don't delete too many people, but you gotta be deleted. Come on here, hustling. West Coast Watch said, indeed, some HBCUs have to accept the colored people now because they can keep the doors open because they can't keep the door open with just the original people going in. You see, Chief said 150,000. We can manufacture our own Lysol type disinfectants, which is the shortage in our communities, which is a shortage in our communities during this COVID. You know, this is the way we got to start thinking. You know what I'm saying? Just like we was dealing with yesterday, what's the difference between capital and money? And like I said, the first capital is this right here. Coming up with these ideas. You know what I'm saying? That's the knowledge. Then we gotta put them into activation. D. Christian said immigrants come here and sleep 1 to a one bedroom and everybody come up slowly and move on. You know, yeah, y'all out there on the West Coast, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sure there's other stories of the immigrants that come to that side. Okay, Wordsmith, we not going down we not going down the anagram. We not going down the anagram rabbit hole today. Not on that one. Not on that one, Wordsmith. D. Christian said they got a Time article saying the majority of CEOs have sociopathic characteristics, almost emotionless. Queen Mega came in. Yeah, you know, you have to they're about business, man. It's not about friendship. It's about business. You know what I'm saying? You gotta realize that a lot of this stuff to them is like monopoly, man. Like they just gambling, gambling against each other or whatever. It's winners, it's losers. It's no hard feelings. That's what you gotta realize about them. With them, man. Colored people can have a war with each other, man. The French and the English have been at war for centuries. But when it comes time to break this bread and carve up Africa, it just, happens. Shit happens. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way those individuals are, man. They ain't got no friends, man. They friends is the bottom line. They friends is the stock price. You see what I'm saying? And in order to do that, right? In order to maximize that stock, first of all, in any business, the largest cost is the labor. Well, most businesses, in business in general, the largest cost to the business is labor. So, being that labor comes from people, and as these business leaders, these CEOs you're talking about, is always trying to cut costs, they can't care about those people. So, yeah, that characteristic of being a sociopath is going to cause you to excel in a world where that's how you win. The questions, yeah, you know what it is, man. Uh, yeah, I need to go back to the question. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Really, man, I think I started doing so many things. You know what I'm saying? That I just but yeah, we need to go back to there. But I mean, we've been digging in deep. We've been digging in deep. You know what I'm saying, to the lessons and dealing with the facts. Almighty God Allah said they lack empathy or insight. Yeah, I mean, uh, see the way that's manifested, right? Uh, that sociopathy, the way that's manifested, y'all born magnetic just came in, is through something that's called externalities. The externality means that there's some kind of cost to be paid, right? But if that cost doesn't show up in red ink on their ledgers, then that's somebody else's. That's externalized. You see what I'm saying? So if they lay you off, whatever your problems is, that's your problem. If they destroy your water supply and they're not getting sued for it, so you got certain places where they go in, and when they go in there, that's the way they write their contracts. It's like, okay, we're gonna come in. This is what they tell people. We're gonna come in, right? We're gonna build this factory, and y'all gonna get a certain amount of jobs and everything. But look, in order for us to do that, we got to be, uh, indemnified from any type of lawsuits. So we'll come in, poison your water, cut down all your trees, you know, uh, ruin your crops, etc., etc. But that's not our problem. That's externalized. And see, the type of people that would do something like that, you need sociopathic characteristics. Elder Ron said immigrants are living off the black man's struggle. They were allowed to come here to replace those who are the 17 million or 2 million Indians. Jack King, justice. Halftime. Uh, so we got two votes for the questions to come back. Elder Ron said Nixon said they will address the black man problem with terms like immigration and minorities. The Pizzy, you came in, you almost missed the whole thing, man. I was just getting ready to wind down. Gotta go handle some details. Yeah, I'm hyped today. I rode. I was riding my bike today. I rode. I must have rolled about 15 miles or something. I rolled it, and I could have went further, but my legs started cramping. You know, that's the first time I've rode like that in decades. But it released all my endorphins, man. I'm hyped today. I'm hyped right now. I'm about to go do something with all this hypeness. No, I'm not dehydrated. I feel great. But it's one of them things. It's one of them things though where I think tomorrow I'm gonna be sore. I should get a good night's rest tonight. Oh, no doubt. Busy dealing with the young guy. So we got 3 votes. Almighty God Allah for the return of the questions. I guess yeah, we gotta bring that back. If y'all been doing it each one teach one and hitting the like button for me, we had a few new faces in here today. Uh, hopefully y'all enjoyed University 76. You gonna feel it tomorrow? I'm gonna cry in the car. Listen, man, you see what happens. We got four votes now. Justice for the return of the questions. Dominic Pagan. All right. Oh, he got 41 likes. Come on, man. Where's my haters? Where's my haters, man? Haven't even been trolled. When the last time I've been, man? Where's my... How did you? I was developing a little troll army, man. Why it's you? So we got five. We got 5 votes for the return of the questions. I probably still mix them in with the lives though. Like I probably ask the question and then answer it on the live. See, I know what to say. That's what I realized, man. To tell the truth, the amount of time that I be on the live now, right? I used to spend more time than that doing the editing. So I kind of got tired of the editing. Like, look, I know how to, edit myself in real time. I know what I want to say and what I want to say. But yeah, we'll bring the questions back. I mean, so ask the, well, yeah, we might could do that. We might could ask the question in the beginning of the live and answer it at the end of the live. Yeah, that's actually an idea. That is the foundation. That was when I think I first started with rent though, didn't I? I think this saw yeah I had some rents. And then somehow I started doing that thing. I got 150,000 views. I ain't even noticed that. Yeah, that's a little bit of money, but they don't pay me though. when, when I was when I was calling you RPPs, I recall that. Yeah, Mr. Green one. Yeah, I did. I seen that too. The lives, yeah, the broadcasting. I got a little better. I got a little better. But I know one thing, man. I'm gonna have to hit that bike like 3 times a week. I gotta hit that thing a couple times a week, man. If it's gonna keep me hyped like that, my energy is just up, man. I'm telling you. Uh, it released all my endorphins. Do I believe in voting? Well, believe is always a funny word for me, but I understand what you mean. Uh, I mean, voting. I just think it's it's the retail part of politics. You know what I'm saying? And when you deal with retail, you just go in the store and whatever's there is there. You know what I'm saying? If they don't have it, you don't have that option. You know what I'm saying? So for me, the most powerful way to vote is when, what I'm saying, you're producing the person that you're voting for. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all different levels of politics, from how people are educated. You know what I'm saying? Like the younger generations of people is being educated that socialism is a better way of life. You see what I'm saying? As opposed to when I was in school, socialism was Hitler. You understand what I'm saying? And so, uh, the type of views that somebody who grows up in that system is going to have, right? And the type of views they have is going to, influence the ways that they voting, on the different laws that come up. You see what I'm saying? When you're affecting the people at that level, you know what I'm saying? When you're the ones who are saying, okay, well, boom, uh, we we see that you got a certain education that we approve of, and so um, we're gonna give you some money to run. We're gonna give you the money to get the flyers, to get the commercials, and the things of that nature. See, when you got the person like that, then now voting is the icing on the cake that you use to get your person in there. You know what I'm saying? But the way we doing it now, we're voting for, racist A, and racist B, or however you want to, we voting for two people that don't have our interests in mind. Then it's really, what are you doing? You understand what I'm saying? It's gotta be, it's gotta be, uh, a full thing. You know what I'm saying? It's gotta be the whole how would you say it, the whole that whole cipher has to be complete. You know what I'm saying? If you just voting the way we voting now, we just useful land. So this is why people come and tell us lies. You know what I'm saying? And then we vote for them, and then nothing happened, and then we vote for them again. Universal, you got in Las Vegas. Shout out to Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Actually, that did become his nickname because I still call him Mr. Green One. Mr. Green One be coming. Mr. Green One was here Friday. Yeah, I think Mr. Friday, Mr. Green One was here with me. Oh yeah, he's West Coast wise now. That's one thing about the 5%. I don't know if y'all know, man. You come around 5% give everybody a name, man. And certain people was exceptional at it. Like certain people gave everybody a name. Firstborn Prince was like that. To this day, certain people I still call by the name that that P gave me. Universal Seven said voting is is voting is the smallest part of that spectrum. You know what I'm saying? And see that's another thing you gotta understand about voting too. Especially when voting for president. See, the people that's really the only branch of government that the people really is supposed to be voting for is the Congress. See, that's why that those are the only people that's directly responsible to the people. Those are the ones that's supposed to be representing the people. I'm talking about according to the original Constitution. Originally, the Senate did not get voted on by the people. They was elected by the state legislatures, right? And the president, of course, you got the electoral college. So the only people that was directly beholden to their people was the Congress. And it kind of all goes with that concept of what I'm saying is that this person, he got this small area right here that he got to answer to. If you go down there and you do the things we don't want you to do, we'll vote you right out. Whereas those other branches is really, the judiciary is appointed. You understand what I'm saying? So that's another reason why you see that voting is the smallest part because of how much impact those other parts have too. So if you don't have no people that's lobbying those other parts of the government, or you don't have no people that you're able to exercise no power over who gets appointed to those positions, then yeah, you voting is just not very powerful on its own. West Coast Watch said, generally speaking, the Asian communities over here don't really vote but have a lot of power because they might can't vote, but they can put some money. See, the people got to come to the Asian community. Yo, look, you need this money to run. All right, tell us something good. Tell us something good. If you ain't telling us nothing, man, that's going to benefit us, keep it pushing. D. Christian said, with the wisdom power degree and the 1 to 40 to 600 was the devil. But to make him from the black man doesn't refer to a black man with potential to do devilishment, but just rewording the first part. It says 600 years of grafting or making him from the black man. I mean, uh, I mean, well, first of all, you know what I'm saying? You gotta realize that the important thing is always the mathematics. You know what I'm saying? So beware of how you spending 600. Be aware of how you spending 600 seconds. Be aware of how you spending 600 minutes. Be aware of how you spending 600 hours. Be aware of how you spending 600 days. You understand what I'm saying? See, we had that was one of the questions. You might not have been on when we did that questions that if a day is like 1,000 years, right? Then what part of a day is 600 years? Does anybody uh, does anybody recall the answer to that? See, we needed that. Hey, look, we back, we back. Questions is back. Questions is back. Questions is back. And we go. I guess we reviewing now. Does anybody remember that if a day is like 1,000 years unto God, then what part of a day is 600 years? Allah is real. La Illuminati. You notice that YouTube is recommending Willie D's live to me. Dope show. Yeah, Willie D, he gonna win. Willie D is I like his show too. Shout out to Willie D. Today's headline: Puff warns of a race war if Trump is elected. Yeah, but hey, I'm up there with the heavy hitters, man. They recommended Willie D on my live. See, I'm back. Haters and no haters. See, halftime. You call him Mr. Green one too? Oh man. Almighty God, Allah said they should have term limits. What do you mean in the Congress? Because the Congress, a lot of those people, if that's what you're talking about, you're right in that even if Trump gets reelected, the most he could do is 4 more years. But Nancy Pelosi has done decades of damage. I'm not sure if that's what you're talking about, but if you are, I agree with that. It's,
You talking to Dr. Umar? Y'all building? Y'all building?
man, listen,
Y'all building?
you don't want to build me. He gotta go. He gotta go swing back over where he King Kong at or something. Justice Board. Reality. It's been a minute. Before y'all new brothers coming in, brothers and sisters hitting that like button for me. Uh, the Pizzy said, I see where you're coming from about the vote. It's confusing to me on how these celebrities are pushing this voting BS, especially Puffy. I mean, some of them is just indoctrinated in, but you gotta realize that that's why these people is put in place. They put in place to control us. You understand what I'm saying? These, the celebrities we have now, and I'm not saying all of them, you know, but a lot of them is like class monitors. If you ain't really got no power, nigga, you in here with us. But you're left in that position in order to control us. You understand what I'm saying? Of course, the mechanism is a little bit different. You understand what I'm saying? But you're put in those positions in order to control us. You know, you're put in position to control. You know how we thinking about voting, uh, the things we buy, the shows we watch. You know what I'm saying? The images that we have. You know what I'm saying? So, uh, it's difficult to put everybody in one basket. But I'm saying this is a part of the strategy that's used by the colored man against us. Malik Lowe said the Parthenon is nothing in comparison to the pyramids in Giza. West Coast Wise says 600 years is about 1 p.m. Chief said 14.4. Almighty God alive. 14 minutes, 24 seconds. So beware of how you spending 14 hours in 24 minutes because that's how long it takes you to make the devil. Willie D rocking the Kumo D glasses. I gotta check him out. I ain't check his show in a minute. But yeah, I watch Willie D. Yeah, yeah. I didn't know you was on that long, Almighty God a lot. Yeah, why as you got it? 14 minutes, 24 seconds. 14 hours, 24 minutes. Yeah, I'm big time, big YouTuber now. Right, it's 60% of the day. That's how you would come to the answer. Uh, that's how you would come to the answer. You know what I'm saying? For people who need to know the mathematics of how you get there, right? You would multiply the 24 hours in a day by zero point 0.6. You multiply that by zero point 0.6, which represents 60%. See, that's what it is, man. When I say, man, now listen, man, it's all in there. 120 lessons. A lot of people tell you, you got to go outside of 120 lessons. Yo, all you know is 120 lessons. Yeah, all right. What the hell are you talking about, boy, Jamel? Smell good said when one is acknowledging his or her culture, destroying with their power. Right. So Smell Goods put the mathematical formula there of zero point 0.6 times 24, you get 14.4, right? Uh, but then you gotta multiply the zero point 0.4, right? Is 14.4 hours. So the zero point 0.4 is a part of an hour. So an hour is 60 minutes. So now you gotta go zero point 0.4, right, times 60. And that's where you get the 24 minutes. West Coast Wide so when you hit 1,000 subscribers, don't forget the little people. I don't know y'all niggas. Where I know y'all from, man? I don't know y'all niggas, man. But Lee Low, right? In politics. Hold on.
Oh, you still doing your thing?
Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up. All right. Yeah, I'll be out there in a few minutes. All right. Yeah, but in politics, yeah, no common friends, no common enemies, just common interests. That's it, man. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's how you. That's definitely how you gotta look at this political thing, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no, all these different things that people trying to, be against this person, be against that person. Look, it's thing by thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Or how would you say, policy by policy, law by law. You see what I'm saying? Because this is what I'm saying. There's plenty of things that the Republicans, the way they see it is the way I see it. And there's plenty of things that the Democrats, the way they see it is the way I see it. But neither side is my friend. I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't, like one of the things that's always irked me is, when you hear brothers from down south say, yo, brothers from the north hate their way of life. Like, dude, you know where that comes from? That comes from the Civil War. Like I don't have a dog in that fight about geographical locations in America. I don't have a dog in that fight. Sometimes you got to be aware of that. Why are you picking sides here? Why do you have a side? The guarding, well, everything got cold now, so we getting the last of the last. But it's still some broccoli in there. We got to get out. Uh, Yo, man, one thing we did the garden so well, right? And a couple of other things, all these animals start coming in, man. Start going in the yard, and the squirrels coming snatching my tomatoes off the vine. Next man, you gotta get up out of here, man. It's good when you see them because it means that the yard is like nature. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be like nature, so you got fertile. You got fertile land for your crops. When you seeing birds and we got bees out there. But yeah, man, this squirrel and he was bold too, man. I hit him with a stick. He just looked at me like I threw it. And he was over there eating my tomato, and I threw the stick, and he turned and looked at me like, "This man, you alright?" And I showed mine. He looked at me for a minute. As he's looking at me, I'm looking for another stick to throw at him. But listen, man, this squirrel was gangster, and he wasn't even one of them black squirrels. What's this thing at? Oh my God! I said 16.7 milliseconds is 120 revolutions of a magnet between six coils at 120 degrees apart, bring three-phase electricity. Hmm. There's some high times right here. 6.16.7 milliseconds is 120 revolutions of a magnet between six coils at 120 degrees apart. Hmm. So this is we talking about electromagnetism. Uh, we talking about you talk, this is like the Tesla coils you talking about. I gotta you talking politics now. You done took me to physics now. Hold up, got jog my gotta get make me sit up now in class. We done switched over to high physics here now, man. What's going on, man? Whoa, getting serious up in here. 120 revolutions per second between six coils. Yeah, see, this is the type of thing, man. This is the type of science that the original man The type of thing. See, it don't shock me that he knows that. Because I know the signs of God. Universal said Las Vegas is considered Southwest, not West Coast. We in the desert at the same time, though. We don't have Southern hospitality in our city. It's 24/7, so everything is fast. Rat poison. I don't want to kill the squirrel. You know what I mean? Rat poison is for rats. I had some beef with them this summer too. In fact, I had to scoop a couple of them out the yard. I had to scoop a couple of them out the garden, man, because yeah, we had to. They got to go. But yeah, I had some beef with them. You know, we got a lot of birds. We got some kind of green bird. It looks like a green robin. We haven't been figured out how it's green though. And we got some birds in the yard that some real bird watching people came and said, "Yo, this is I don't I've never seen this bird before. Y'all got some new species up in here." You went to school in the South, right? Universal. Hey man, one horse towns. Halftime said, "Don't do rat poison, but if there's blood from one animal on the scene, the rest know what that means." Yes, indeed, I know about that. You know, no matter what kind of animal it is, they know when their own kind is being killed. It don't matter. It could be insects. You kill one of them, the rest of them jet off. They either jet off or they attack like bees. But they know they know when you've done something to one of them. And that's something that I've always observed because for some reason black people don't act like that. Weird, right? Almighty God Allah said when certain things are absent, certain things are absent. When you bring certain things, it brings certain things. Yeah, and you talking about the yard, right? In terms of yeah, when you know, life is going to bring about life. You know what I'm saying? So it lets us know that the yard is alive. You know what I'm saying? It's not like just a lot where it's nothing there, nothing growing there, nothing coming there. You know what I'm saying? Son of Solomon. Almighty God Allah said it's the same method they use to bring electricity to us at 60 hertz. All right. The bar asks, is that how transformers are made? Phantasm, VCR. You know what we talking about? We talking about the goat on here, VCR. We talking about the goat, Craig. The goat. Dominique Pagan said the green bird is a small parrot. We have them here out here in Bridgeport. Learn something new every day. See, I don't bird watch, but it actually, like I said, it was people that was coming to the yard as bird watchers that was like, yo, y'all got. They even said some of our birds seem like they hybrids or something. Yeah, no, actually, I was thinking about that. Give me one of them little pellet jump offs. Start hitting them up for real. But now I got a different idea though. Somebody told me about dry ice. That apparently, if you get dry ice and you put it down in whatever holes that the rats made, that the, it chokes them off somehow. So that's the next thing that I'm gonna be trying. yeah, at any rate, man, we had a great live. We covered a great many topics. You know what I'm saying? Uh, everybody that made it this far with me, do the each one teach one, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. You know, if you want to know when we coming on, even though YouTube is they a little bit slow on the draw when it comes to sending out my notifications. Hit the notification button so you can know when we come on. You know what I'm saying? Of course, tomorrow is the youth boxing class, so I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to make it on tomorrow. Uh, if not, Monday, the civilization class is at 6 o'clock right here. Be there or be square. Tuesday, civilization class is. I see that recommendation right there too. Almighty God, I'm gonna try that too. Nothing wrong with trying both of them at the same time. Uh, Tuesday is a civilization class at 7 o'clock right here. Be there, be square. Phantasm, hit the. Oh, I didn't even put this up today. But anybody who wants to donate to the boxing class or any of the events, we have a lot of events. Another thing, let me uh, announce that we're gonna be having a memorial, a commemoration for C.I. Kill. You know what I'm saying? Who is a brother that life over here wouldn't be the same if he never came over here and added on in this special and unique way that he could. You know what I'm saying? So on October 30th, we're gonna be having an event at a law school for we're gonna be having an event at a law school for CI Kill. You know what I'm saying? So everybody keep that in mind. Anybody that wants to donate, the Cash App and the PayPal that's right here on the that's scrolling through. But also, if you look in the description box, you will see the Cash App address. You know what I'm saying? Any donations, of course, would be greatly appreciated. And like I said, I'll be back to see the family on, uh, well, maybe tomorrow, if not Monday. Peace to the guys in the earth. Anybody else who tuned in and did the right thing, which is the knowledge. Peace to you as well. And I'm out.